new-ish. They didn't always have a person there 24 hours a day. Nah, man. I'm a legacy specialist. I always play my deck. It's great. Turn 1 Planeswalker with Daze up. You can play Rug Delver with 20. We should play some Rug Delver on here. I do. There's a certain appeal to like stifling and wastelanding people out of the game, right? Bug Delver one, sure. Let me tell you about my friend Lightning Bolt here. My friend Lightning Bolt and I, we go way back. Underground Seer. One of the things this Grixis Delver deck does a little bit different than a lot of Grixis Delver decks too, is I am not a total greedy piece of crap like most Delver players. We have 19 lands in my deck. Ooh, is this a lands deck? Voltaic Key. Okay, so it's some kind of 12 post deck then, right? That's what this means. So I'm gonna lead on Ponder here. And for a probe so we can therapy probably. Huh. Like draw this Delver, flip to force. I guess I could wasteland them here. Like go wasteland you and flip to the Daze. And like Daze them. Yeah, actually I like that. So let's go back, back, back. Shuffle my library. No. Exile. This. I'm gonna play this. I think I want to just wasteland them off of this stage. Like, hello, good night. Might be better to wait until I see Cloud Posts. Wasted an 8th their land? Yeah, maybe. Daze, yep. Alright, so... Cabal Therapy. What do I want to name here? Probably something like Thought Not Seer, right? I think that's like cheaper. You just play Warping Whale or Spatial Contortion? I'm just gonna name Thought Not Seer. Alrighty. That's a handful of cards. Black mana here. And this is why Grixis Delver, or Delver decks in general, are the best deck in Legacy by a significant margin, right? Just completely dumpstering our opponent here. Like doesn't really matter what they're doing. We're just like, all right, discard your thing, counter your thing, waste your land, like play my efficient threat, beat you down, beat you down, beat you down. Do I want to take Monolith? I can just Daze the Monolith, right? I guess they could theoretically hit... Do I even care? LeClaire Randy with the 12 donation. Jeff is going to play Sneak and Show. Yeah, I can make Sneak and Show happen. Do I just take their ballistas? Yeah, I guess taking their ballistas is probably the conservative line. Pretty lucky. Had 2 walking ballistas. You ever trade 2 of your cards for 3 of their cards? It feels really good. I don't understand why Grixis Delver decks don't play Cabal Therapy in their main deck. Look, my opponent doesn't want to play Magic anymore. That's weird. Null Rod, Ancient Grudge, Kolaghan's Command. True-Name's probably fine. What are we cutting here? I think I want all of these. Bolt's actually kind of bad in this matchup, right? Like it's fine for reach, but it's just like not very good in general. Is Diabolic Edict reasonable? Probably. Kills Thought Not Seer. Is Cabal Therapy good enough in this matchup? I feel like it's Probably not. Like, it was okay there, but in general, it's probably not stellar. They're playing a deck that, like, gets their hand empty fairly quickly. Is that the argument against Cabal Therapy is that doesn't affect the board state. But people, instead of playing these Cabal Therapies in the main, are playing cards like Spell Pierces and Stifles. Which Stifle, like, sometimes Stone Range your opponent, but, like, Spell Pierce doesn't really affect the board state either. We cut Therapy for a Surgical. That seems narrow. I don't really want to be on that plan. They have Soul Lands in addition to post pieces. You would cut Daze over Cabal Therapy, maybe. It seems good. You get to have Force of Will in case they have an early lock piece. I can Ponder for our second land and then Pyromancer Probe on 2. Yeah, Kolaghan's Command just like takes care of random artifacts like Chalices. They also had Grim Monoliths and Voltakis. Basic Waste Pass. Alright. For a fetch or a red source here. I could draw the Delver. And then flip to... No, I could... I could draw the Delver, put the Pyromancer on top, cast the Delver, flip to Force next turn. I think I'd rather just shuffle and try and find the land drop for this. Getting the threat into play is pretty good, though. The problem is that, like, it requires me to draw another Young Pyromancer that I can't cast anytime soon. How do we feel about this? I feel like I want to just shuffle these. Like, the Delver and the Force are fine. Like, it's just, like, the Pyromancer's fine if I hit mana 2, and then, like, I have just, like, another dead draw. Deathrite's fine too. This is a 1-mana threat to play next turn in case we don't have this. I agree, the Pyromancer's the better threat. We will Daze this. Daze the crap out of that one. Look at that. Alright, that one is reserved for getting a Volcanic Island. Back out and play him. Probably force pitch Probe on whatever the big play is this turn. And then we can go Pyromancer, cast Ponder. Warping Whale. Yeah, I actually don't care about that. We hit the fetch land. That was the wrong land to play, right? I was thinking, so this is one of those things where you hear me talk about doing this a lot. One of the ways you can speed up your rate of play when you're playing Magic is you can think about what your lines are going to be on your next turn during your opponent's turn. The problem with deciding your plays in advance like that is that you need to quickly reassess what you're doing as soon as you draw a card for the turn. So when I drew this Volcanic Island, I didn't properly reassess that it's correct to play this as opposed to using the fetch land out because I was like already kind of like committed in my head to like taking the line that I took. So kind of just like explaining my mental process through like how that mistake that just got made. We're gonna have to force a Thought-Knot Seer next turn, it looks like. They have Glimmer Post, Thought-Knot, Thran Dynamo. They play Thran Dynamo, I'm probably just gonna let it resolve. I have like Ancient Grudges and stuff I can hit to counter that, to destroy that. Grim Monolith. That's fine, right? Still forcing Thought-Knot Seer this turn. Still letting the other one resolve. Dynamo's fine. Let's rip Ancient Grudge like a professional. Oh, and then they can play the last one. Okay, sure. I think this is fine. This doesn't untap unless they pay mana for it, so we've got 2 shots before they can Ulamog us. First, that's not terrible, assuming we draw a blue card next turn for it. We have Cabal Therapies to draw their live. We have Kolaghan's Commands to draw their live. We have Ancient Grudge. We have Null Rod. Unfortunately, going to be 1 mana short of hard casting this Force from the Ulamog. Log in 2 turns from now. That's fine. Kolaghan's Command no longer does it now, right? Yep, needs to be Ancient... Oh, Kolaghan's Command does it because it makes them discard a card. Wasteland is going to be enough here. I Wasteland them off a Glimmer Post. Does that do anything meaningful? Makes them tap both of these next turn. My wife got paired against one of our teammates in the semifinals and conceded to him. Because they were playing a mirror. Yeah, Ulamog's going to resolve. I'm going to Wasteland them here because this way if they want to cast Ulamog, if they don't draw an untapped land, it's going to require them to pay with all of these. I have 2 Diabolic Edicts in my deck right now, so we're not just stone dead to the Ulamog. We're not in a happy spot, but like we're not just dead. If we had a blue card for this Force, it'd actually be in a pretty good spot. Drawn a couple too many lands here. Still in the game by a good margin. See if they kill the Pyromancer if they take out 2 of my lands here. That's a good draw. We probed them. Lands, sure. Fetch Underground Sea here. I guess if I draw Brainstorm, that's a little bit loose. Log Edicts. 1 turn late on the blue card. No, she played Redlings. Today was an Immortal tournament. There are 2 copies of Diabolic Edict in my deck right now. Just so we're above the board on why I haven't conceded. And neither of them were in those 20 cards. I'm just going to jump block here, right? Did I do a Smasher? Great. Survey says almost 1 in 10. That. We can actually theoretically win this race, right? I'm gonna hit them with this, and then this puts them to 12, and then they're gonna exile 20 cards off of our deck. If we flip Diabolic Edict, we edict them, and then like hit them for 6, hit them for 6. All right. I don't think I want to change how we boarded there. I think I'm pretty happy with what we did. I'm gonna touch Flooded there in the early turns. That looks great. We were playing one of those in the Legacy Tron deck. It's very good. I think this is actually a matchup where I want to Delver on 1. Usually you just like snap Deathrite on 1, never not Deathrite on 1, but I'm pretty sure this is a matchup where I want to Delver on 1. Just like beat them down as quickly as possible. Maybe I should have put my webcam off there too while I blew my nose, but I muted myself at least. Flip, damn it. The Brainstorm, thanks. Am I casting this Brainstorm? Real question. Kinda don't need the Snapcaster Mage, right? So we could trade Snapcaster Mage out potentially for something else. Like what it comes down to. I could also just like plan to hold the Snapcaster Mage to pitch to the Force. Yeah, so like that's one of the things where like there's just some complexity to casting the card Brainstorm. Is just like not casting a card when you can cast it. Yeah, the Tarn might want a red source. I agree with that assessment. Like if we hit a Young Pyromancer, the Brainstorm gets added value from that later. Like if we're not looking for something to do, like there's no reason to like aggressively cast Brainstorm. Like I don't need anything right now. I would love to Daze of Thought-Knots here. God. Things that feel good. It'll be great. Wasteland. Kolaghan's command. Doesn't really do a lot right now, does it? Let's do this. Hit them for 3. We'll force their next play, and then Deathrite Shaman my Daze. Like hopefully their next play requires them to take a hit from Ancient Tomb as well. Like again, play him a efficient threat, counter your stuff, counter your stuff, counter your stuff, kill you. Grand Dynamo. Actually don't care about that one, right? We're just gonna shatter that. Can shock them probably, right? Like I don't give a crap about the cards in their hand. Very target artifact. Edge. What you got? Alright, start my turn. Speaking of what you got. Gurmag Eldrazi Temple. Nice big clunky deck you got there, opponent. Big old clunkers. Show me Wasteland. No Wasteland. So unlucky. Want all of these cards, right? Hit you for 3, drain you with Deathrite Shaman, untap. You again. Ah, man, we have to live through one turn. We have to live through one turn. Just keep all the counter spells in my hand. Just don't die this turn. They've got 2 10-drops. Just like, it's cool. It's cool. The GG, I agree. GG's opponent. Get Delvered. Big Delver Roonies. Sweet. Been on up. While we're waiting for the second match to pop, I would just like to say good morning, afternoon, good night to everyone, wherever you're at in the world. Thanks for choosing to spend part of your evening here with us. My name is Jeff Hogan. I'm a TCG player and content producer, and I hope you're enjoying yourself. If you are enjoying what you see, please hit that follow button. It doesn't cost you anything and helps other people find my stuff. If you're really enjoying what you see and you want to help me produce more content like this, the best way you can do that is by subscribing on Twitch or becoming a patron on Patreon. You can also support my content by supporting my sponsors. MTGOtraders.com will love to buy and sell Magic Online cards with you. You can use code Hoagland PayPal at checkout there. You'll save 8% on all of your orders with them. CoolStuffInc.com buys and sells a lot of cool stuff, including TCG singles. Using code Jeff5, you can save 5% on Magic, Pokemon, and Yu-Gi-Oh! Singles on CoolStuffInc.com. InkedGaming.com will help you customize your gaming experience. Using code Jeff12, you can save 12% on custom playmats, mouse pads, and sleeves with them. You can upload your own custom artwork or choose from their wide range of great artwork that they have on their website. And finally, sparedeck.com. They offer kind of a unique service. They will rent you any physical, standard, or modern deck. You can rent a deck for a weekend or up to an entire month, or they also have a subscription service where for a flat rate, you could always have a standard or modern deck rented out from them. Why isn't Kolaghan's Command played more in Legacy? Kolaghan's Command played plenty. It's played in the 4-color League of Old decks. I dropped... I played Sealed today, and I played a team-constructed event in Chicago yesterday that was Magic. We top forward the team-constructed event. And, I 2-2 Sealed and then dropped so I could wrangle the kids, because Christy was doing well in the Immortal tournament today, and she ended up top 4ing that. Turn 1 Planeswalker with Daze, go. Tell you about casting this Planeswalker on 1. More than good, it's great. Let me also tell you about winning die rolls when you have the card Daze in your deck. It's wonderful. If you have the choice between winning the die roll and not winning the die roll, definitely want to choose to win the die roll every time. Deathrite Shaman should be legal in Modern. Alright, could be a Mirror, could be Storm. Rude. My Deathrite Shaman. Ah, good clean living. End of turn 1 for second player, no permanents in play. Just what's more legacy than that? Just like end of their turn 1 after I've taken a turn 1, no one has any permanents on the board. Like the cleanest of living. I think if Wizards is interested in Legacy being a diverse competitive format, Deathrite Shaman gets the axe. I think if they're not interested in it being a diverse competitive format, I don't know if WotC cares. If WotC doesn't care, then it's like, you know, whatever. Hopefully you draw a blue card here so we can play Pyromancer with Force Up. If only Misstep were legal, right? How do I like looking in the mirror? Well, when I look in the mirror, I see this kind of ugly, balding, slightly overweight gentleman. He's got some work to do. Was not to shuffle. Good ones. Blue card? Ding. Huh. Do I play around a second Daze? Depends on how long this one takes, Leclerc. Maybe is the answer. We played Green Black Tron, we played Teamer Energy, and then our Legacy player played a Dumpster Fire of a deck. I played Blue White Stoneblade, it was really bad. I can just run Delver out here. They have to like answer this, right? See, I pretty much just play card games on the computer these days. Playing in person is expensive and overrated. What we got? Thunder, sure. We can use this fetch land as a scry with my Delver, so I'm going to go ahead and put a stop on my turn. So if our Delver either reveals to both players or shows us something that we really don't want to draw, we can crack this fetch so we don't draw it for the turn. Maddie, basically, the only person I blame for our lack of team success is Kent Kenner, because Kent Kenner moved to Seattle and left Maddie and I high and dry. Snapcaster Mage. I do not want to reveal that, and I do not want to draw. Fetch this away for Volcanic Island. Yeah, we should have. Honestly, that's it, right? Like, we should have leaned on him and been like, "Look, if you're gonna play Legacy on our team, you have to play a real Legacy deck." That's another Wasteland. Gross. Really gross. So we hit an untapped land here, so we can play this Pyromancer out. Ding, fries are done. Am I getting another red source here? I feel like I'm gonna get another Underground Sea, actually. I feel like they're gonna waste us off the black source again anyways. They might force this. I have access to get most Legacy cards I want in paper, given enough notice. So a few very kind gentlemen and women that provide me cardboard to shuffle. Oh no, is there a spooky? God. Oh, never mind. That's great. That's actually great. All right. Oh, they saw the bolt. Yep, you're right. They're just playing with perfect information. We know my opponent has. They have Deathrite, Force, Gurmag Angler. That's all of their cards. Deathrite, Force, Gurmag Angler. They have one card I don't know at this point. You want to offer this trade? I feel like I do, right? I don't want to trade the Pyromancer for it, because like the Pyromancer is going to generate a lot of value here, but Brady. This is a Deathrite. Oh, it's a Gurmag Angler of their own. Since Shaman out of a blue card. Maybe. It's not terrible. They're kind of far behind, right? So like they don't want to. Might have been an aggressive trade to offer on my part. I was like expecting to be farther ahead because I was hoping they'd miss for a turn. Said we're the one that just keeps missing here. I want to offer this trade. That's probably fine. I assume they're going to take this. I had to flip my Delver here. Second bolt's not a bad draw, though. We hit a red source. We get to kill both their Deathrite Shamans. They have Deathrite, and then Forcible in their hand right now. This is the first Deathrite. Hopefully we get a cantrip into a red source. That would be hot. Storm, show me a fetch land, please. If they have a blue card, they might counter this. think forcing this is a bad line at all. Daze, that's gross. You have a Daze, you 10 out of 10 want a Daze there. Odd that they bounced the Underground Sea. I feel like you want to bounce one of these Volks, that way if they draw another black source, they could like play a Deathrite and activate a Deathrite in the turn. You're a Bolt. Against command? You're a Pyromancer of their own. A Braid. Draws event. Fire. If Deathrite forces their last 2 cards. If we hit a red source, we're right back in this. Especially if we like hit running lands here. You get to like get this Kolaghan's command going since I don't have a green source yet. Sure. Like another Brainstorm or Ponder. Brainstorm would be nice into a fetch land so we can shuffle this force away that we don't need. Yeah, I mean, take a Braid's fine. It's like a more mana efficient Kolaghan's command, right? That's like less powerful. This card's been starting to see some amount of play. It's like, I'd rather have the grind from the Kolaghan's command, I think. This is better if you're like being greedier and like not playing 19 lands. But I think if you're like playing extra mana anyways, you might as well do this. Land, please. Really unfortunate. I think I'm just supposed to shuffle here. Yeah, Braid's fine. Is there anything wrong with playing that card? I'm paying life here in case we probe into a cantrip. Oh, gross. And again, like, this is the reason why in general you want to play more lands in your Delver deck, because a lot of the times these games do come down to just like who's getting stalled on resources here. And like the way this game's played out, if we just had one more red source here, we'd be pretty far ahead in a big way. We might be too far behind at this point to come back though. Right, they're not attacking with one of these. I feel like you're supposed to be. Missing points of damage. Pretty dead. Sometimes the mirrors are really interesting, but actually I don't even know if that's true. Which is why like I kind of wish they'd ban Deathrite Shaman in Legacy, because like a lot of times these mirrors just come down to like someone getting screwed. If someone doesn't get screwed, there's a lot of back and forth and interesting lines in it. But I feel like a lot of the games end up coming down to just like, well, someone got kind of wrenched and like there wasn't a whole lot anyone could do about it. This is Grixis Delver. So I don't like Cabal Therapy in the mirror, and I'm not a huge fan of Force and Daze. Even some, I don't think I like any of these more. Diabolic Edict and Flusterstorm are like okay, but a lot of the time you don't have extra mana to deal with for this to be a card that you can cast on an impactful turn. Especially when like our goal is to like try and play some of these 3 mana cards. Whether or not you want Deathrite Shaman to be banned entirely depends on what your metric is of a good and reasonable format. If you want just like 4-color and Delver mush to be like the decks that are best, like that's fine. Like there's nothing, it all depends on whether or not you think all of these decks being very similar is a bug or a feature, and whether or not you're okay with these decks being good. If you enjoy playing them, like there's nothing wrong with that, and that's okay. I enjoy playing this Delver deck, but if we're being honest, a big part of the reason why I enjoy playing this Delver deck is because a lot of people that play Legacy play terrible Legacy decks, and this deck is much, much better than a lot of the decks that people play in Legacy. And as a competitive player, I really enjoy winning. So if like my opponents want to play a bunch of terrible Magic decks and I get to play this deck that's much better than theirs and win most of the time, like happy with that. Like that's fine. That's great with me. It wasn't by accident that after 11 rounds of Swiss, you know, six of the decks that came out on top at Eternal Weekend had 4 Deathrite Shamans. How much is this deck online? About 800 USD. Nope. No merit to Daze in the Probe. Maybe if they like mulliganed and scryed. If they like mulliganed and scryed bottom, that's fine, but like I'd much rather Daze a more impactful play. Huh. Ding. Market for any of those. Fine. Cast this other Deathrite Shaman here. Probably off a trap. Yeah, sure. I mean, if they play around this Daze, that's fine. At some point, we draw a Brainstorm and we like Brainstorm this Daze away. I don't think I want to get Volk. I don't think I want to burn this land that's in my discard pile to like cast this Deathrite Shaman this turn. Because Volcanic Island doesn't cast Deathrite Shaman. These lands for these Deathrite Shamans in the discard pile are a finite resource. And I get that like there's going to be Wastelands flying around, but... What we got? Sure. You know, Wasteland me? Sure. So what we're going to do here is we're going to Wasteland them and then Kolaghan's command, kill their Delver, make them discard a card. Welcome to Legacy. Enjoy your stay. If they try and force this foolishly, we can Daze their force. And see, like, they know we have this Daze in our hand, so, like, Wastelanding us seems, like, really aggressive there. Because, like, I've played, like, 2 mana creatures out here, and you know I have this Daze, and you know I have Wasteland. So, like, why Wastelanding me seems real loose. I don't believe so, Yo Cousin. I'm not 100% on that, though. Everyone's having a good evening. Had a great weekend. It's probably Monday morning in certain parts of the world already. Oh no, not my land. How will I ever cast my spells now? I guess I technically can't cast this Daze now. I guess Ponder first, I think? I guess Brainstorm. Use the Ponder to shuffle the Brainstorm in case we miss on a fetch land. Probably gonna get rid of this Daze now. Are we forcing my Brainstorm? I have mixed feelings about them forcing this Brainstorm. That's... Yep, sure. Not exactly on a shortage of lands here for my Deathrite Shamans. Pyroblast, Kolaghan's. Man, that's gotta be a shuffle, right? It feels wrong to, like, shuffle these 3 sideboard cards away, but, like, they're really not doing anything for us. Draw. Do you have another land, friendo? You. Another land? That's pretty lucky. Yep. What do we want to draw? We're looking to draw like a cantrip here. It's a Twitch extension. Chose not to shuffle, so I'm assuming they have another land coming. Pretty good. Like casting both my spells, right? Always aggressively eat the lands out of your opponent's discard pile. We both have Delve troops in our deck. Should we get all those out of there? I'm gonna, like, untap and cast Pyroclasm. I'm gonna pitch myself off the tallest building. This does let them cast Gurmag Angler this turn. Should be pretty good. Yep. Fish. Again, would love a cantrip, would flip the Delver and let us start doing stuff. Volcanic Island. I mean, might as well reveal it at this point, right? I'm gonna Wasteland you and then pass the turn. We're, like, ahead in this race by a significant margin, right? And at some point, we're going to need to cast spells and make elemental tokens. And because I have 2 Deathrite Shamans here, I can use 1 Deathrite Shaman to make black mana for the other one to start draining my opponent. Hey, Namichil. Good evening. Life is swell. We finished a Tron League 4-1, and we're currently 1-0. We're down a game in this match, but pretty good about this game. Get to game 3. Would love to reveal a Ponder. This should bury my opponent firmly in the ground. Am I even supposed to care about that? I don't even know if I'm supposed to care about that. It's very possible I'm just supposed to let that resolve. That's true. He did. But did lose to Metronomy in the finals. Guess they should have let Christie play the finals. Christie ran him down in the Swiss. You can draw this Delver and then flip it to Bolt. The game. Not that we need this to end the game. It's done. I played Green Black Tron in the Trios tournament that I played yesterday. On to Wasteland, not that that's going to do much. Sure. Dead Jim. Flip to Bolt. Alright, game 3 on the draw. Daze gets much worse on the draw because you're trying to play catch up a little bit. So I'm going to bring in a third Force and a Flusterstorm. Usually can't afford the tempo loss of like putting a land back in your head when you're on the draw. Go ahead and submit. Do we need more play points to play Tron? No, someone donated to see Grixis Delver. It's been a while since we've played it. You know, we were like super ham all in on Grixis Delver for a while, and like all this deck does is farm tickets, right? Worst card to bring in against it. I mean, occasionally Flusterstorm lets you win really crucial fights. Pretty easy. Oh man. These cards could be anything. Cards could be anything. If you just like take the Gurmag Angler out of this hand, I would keep this at 6 with a Scribe, but I'm gonna mulligan it at 7. Probes in this 6. 5's actually very good. Great card to have on top. Hey look, they played Planeswalker. That 7 was great. Get out of here. Had 3 shots at hitting a 15 outer, which is not good, right? I'm gonna run the Hyper Geo on that. I'm gonna run the Hyper Geo on that right now. You have more lands in that deck. We have 53 cards. There are 15 successes. Sample size of 3. I'm looking for 1. We're 36% to miss with 2 probes on the draw and no scry. 36% to miss. Now, if we get if we keep a hand at 6 with a scry on the draw, we're then 74% to hit. So that's that's getting into realm reasonable. Like I said, on the draw with a scry, I'd keep it. I'm gonna run into a Daze here. I think I want to get my token value out of this, so they Daze my Pyromancer, they Daze my Pyromancer. Fries are done. Value here. Got friendo. Ugh. True-Name and a Spell Pierce. Pretty good. It's not 19 lands though. Wasteland doesn't count. It's only 50. Oh, for 19 lands. Yeah. Okay, so you're saying into your Shadow deck. With 19 lands, you're 75% to hit when you keep double cycle on the draw. The answer is no. We can race a True-Name and that is it. We're not in a good position to race a True-Name here. Like if we could, excuse me, cast this Kolaghan's command to like not get Spell Pierce, we'd be okay. No, I don't like to board in edicts against the deck that is Young Pyromancer. Okay. Okay, this is good for us. They chose to cast with Deathrite Shaman instead of tapping their land, so I can Wasteland them now and then change phases and Kolaghan's command them. That's not true. I don't have enough mana to do that. I'm an idiot. Alright. Ooh. Saying there's a chance. Don't reb me. Don't daze me. Don't force me. They have a lot of hits here that could let them counter this. Well, I guess it's slightly less now. No, they cannot block each other. They're just like two ships passing in there. It's like if two things have protection from blue, they just walk right past each other. This is... And like, we can't afford to play around a Daze or a Force. We just like get our True-Name into play and race there. So like, this is it. And just like play our card and like hope they don't have it. I would like to choose you, Pikachu. Alright. Saying there's a chance. All I need. That's all I need is a God's honest chance. They got little value off that Brainstorm as well, which is good for us. We're probably going to Brainstorm this Kolaghan's command away. Nope. I guess they don't have a... They probed me at all this game? Line naming here? They're probably naming Brainstorm, so they're going to hit this. Kolaghan's command. Ookie. Ookie. Why? Why would you name Kolaghan's command there when you have a Spell Pierce in your hand? Like, actually no reason to do that, right? The good news is they don't have a threat to follow this up. We're going to be in a pretty good spot, right? Because, like, they can't attack us, but we can attack them. Oh, yep. I muted myself to cough and then didn't unmute myself. Sorry. I was ranting. I was saying I don't blame my opponent if they're ghosting me. If I didn't want to be ghosted, I wouldn't stream my matches of Magic. It's a liability, and it's just like comes with the territory. Essentially, is what it comes down to. And it's like if I didn't want to be ghosted, I wouldn't stream. It's just as simple as that. We're gonna Wasteland my opponent now because now this makes them make the decision between draining me with Deathrite Shaman or blocking an Elemental this turn. So if they want to drain me with the Deathrite, I'm going to get an extra 2 points of damage with my Elementals. I did delete my Lantern video. Because the only thing more miserable than playing with or against Lantern is reading the comments of people that want to watch someone play Lantern. Not only did I delete that video, but that was the video that encouraged me to disable comments on my YouTube channel. Miserable human beings responding to it. A lot of creatures in these discard piles, right? 1, 2, yeah, this is going to be able to gain them life. I'm going to hold this land for now in case we had a Brainstorm. We are not winning this race. We're going to do everything in our possibility to take optimal lines while this race is occurring, but we are definitely not winning it as is. The decklist plugin is very good. I agree. I have no idea who our opponent is. Oh, land at this point. No reason to hold 2. Yeah, I'm just gonna throw one of these away. I just want to get in my points of damage. I'm gonna draw a bolt here. They're gonna gain 4 on this cycle. We're just drawing dead here, right? They're going down to 3. Then they're going up to... I believe we're just drawing dead. Because they're gonna go up to 5, then they can go up to 7, but they can also block this. This doesn't make True-Name lethal because they have a Deathrite Shaman and a green source and plenty of creatures in the discard piles. We need one of these two things to be a land, so a little bit opposite problems in the first and third game here. We got just Wastelanded out of the first game, and then this game we needed to hit a little bit more action than we did. Able to. The opponent had a little bit better balance of lands and non-lands in these games. We are going to be dead to this. Card's very, very powerful. Best card in Legacy by a significant margin. We did Moldify this game too, didn't we? Huh. Well, I guess we weren't just dead here, right? We could have theoretically brainstormed into double lightning bolt. we did not do that, so we are dead. We're gonna die to there. We're gonna die to here. Almost. If this would have been a Brainstorm, we'd have killed him. All right, 1-1. Yeah, and the opponent was watching us while we played Magic, so like we multiplied, we drew a couple 2 extra lands, the opponent knew our hand, like, you know, still had a good run, gave it the old college best. I think I'm pretty happy with all the lines that we took that game, and that's really all you can do when you're looking to I played the wrong land. You're right. I played the wrong land. I needed to play the Volk last turn to give myself out of break. But we didn't hit it, so we weren't punished for my small mistake. And that's really all you can do when you're looking to improve as a Magic player, is you got to be able to look back on a match and go, were there better lines that I could have taken? You can't really focus on, like, the order you drew your cards, or, like, did your opponent run good, bad, or otherwise. Like, you need to focus on the things that, like, the decision points that you had that you could improve your game. Because there's a lot of things in games of TCGs that you don't have any control over. And if you're looking to not improve as a TCG player, there's always a reason in every game and every match of Magic that you can say, like, it wasn't my fault that I lost here. There's always some little thing that didn't go your way. It's easy to focus on the things that are outside of your control as opposed to, like, honing in on the things like, oh, I could mulligan more here, or I could have taken a better percentage line here, etc. It seems okay. It's a little bit land heavy. Brainstorm would smooth it right out. Would you recommend recording your matches and going back to watch them? Yeah, if you're not at a level where you can like take honest notes and like note during games or like where your percentage plays were, then yeah, going back to rewatch is very reasonable. And it is a good life lesson as well. There's gonna be a lot of shit in life in general that that doesn't go your way. He named Kolaghan's command off a 0 in for Cabal Therapy. Yep. Yeah, that's true actually. If he would have missed on one of the 2 Cabal therapies, I mean, like, to be fair, if the opponent was not ghosting, the optimal line is to, okay, so opponent goes land go and I draw a second Wasteland, I'm just gonna Wasteland them. Let's just like restart the game with you down a land. Like, all right, this is turn 2, but really it's like turn 1 because we like did the legacy check where I was just like, all right, do you have another land or are you dead? I love the legacy people. It's more than good. It's great. I would like to daze your Stoneforge Mystic. That's really rude, opponent. Stoneforge Mystic decks. Again, I think I'm gonna hold on to this Cabal Therapy. Do you want to hold on to this? I feel like they're a Stoneforge Mystic deck, and I want to just hold on to this Therapy. Yeah, I'm gonna hold on to the Therapy until I cast a Stoneforge Mystic or I draw a Probe, I think. I think that's fine. I also refer to it as getting Legacied. Like, you got Wasteland, you just like asked the question like, am I gonna get you? Is this a freebie? It's possible I could have just blind therapied for Brainstorm there, which, for the record, if you're ever blind therapying a blue opponent in Legacy, you should be naming Brainstorm every single time. Not only is it a 4 of in their deck, but naming Brainstorm makes it so they can't get some NyQuil. Thank you, the Cough Fairy. I've been on the NyQuil plan for a little. I actually need to go refill my water bottle here so we can continue playing. Look at that. Play well, get rewarded. Wow. Is this Cabal Therapy gonna be good? What do we think, chat fam? How do we feel about this Cabal Therapy card? It is unreal to me that people don't play this card in their main deck. It is unreal. There are 4 Gitaxian Probes and there are Young Pyromancers in your Grixis Delver deck. Put fucking Cabal Therapy into your main deck, please. We just talk about cards you should be playing. Cabal Therapy every time, never not Cabal Therapy. We lose by never drawing another threat and dying. Yeah, I know. I accidentally closed out the Snapcaster. They have Baleful Strix Snapcaster Mage. And then 2 cards we don't know. Please cast the Jace the Mind Sculptor. Snapcaster resolves. Brainstorm here. I get Dr. Peasy. Dr. Peasy in the Rizhouse. I'm gonna play this Trop out because I'd like to play around to Spell Pierce with my counter spells here. Yeah, looks like it could be some kind of Blade deck. Opponent again not shuffling post Brainstorm. Just cut that right on out there. They got a plow on their discard pile. Care about this? I feel like I don't care about this. I just want to like counter removal. I mean Spell Pierce on their next turn too, Marty. Because like I don't want them to be able to like Spell Pierce this force that's countering a Snapcaster Mage or removal spell on my Pyromancer. I'm gonna 2 cards here, so they have Baleful Strix plus 1 more. I'm in a market to not care about a Baleful Strix at this point. That one good? Can anyone explain to me if this one is good? Sure. Still. I mean, we're technically ahead, right? Hold on to this probe for now. I'm gonna hold on to this probe for now. We can use it to cast this force. Should have killed Snapcaster Mage. Why? Lands on a bad draw means I can hard cast this force for 5. Alright, 10 more turns, buddy. And we're basically at parity. Good draw. I love 5 mana counter spells. They're great. Wasteland them off green in case they've got Leovolds in their deck. Rats. Opponent has turned off our very powerful clock. We're keeping the Delver. Gonna flip to Probe. Okay with drawing Probe, right? I think Probe seems fine. I've got plenty of mana. It's like not the bottleneck. Like I have this Therapy in my discard pile too, so like if they have something I want to get rid of, I could flash it back. Alright. They're dead to a spell next turn, assuming they brick. That's really good. Means they get to play Jitty and equip Jitty. The double block here, right? Yeah, that's the case. I already played my one main deck Kolaghan's Command. I'm gonna kill my Delver. Need to rip a Bolt to kill this. Be anything. Alrighty. Alright, 4 bricks for me, opponent. 1 brick, 2 brick, red brick, blue brick. Three more bricks for me, opponent. There's currently a Wasteland on top of my deck, so let's put that away. I'm gonna Cabal Therapy, naming Force of Will here, and then snap this Bolt back. Right. I definitely think we gain more push board than they do. Like, we bring in a ton of cards. Board out some kind of medium minus cards. Yeah, we played to our art spell. The Miser Snapcaster Mage is very good. Let me tell you about cards that are great. Miser Snapcaster Mage, definitely on the list of cards that are great. What am I cutting? So I often just cut Cabal Therapies in this matchup. So I don't know if that's right or wrong. I kind of just like having max amount of ability to play to the board. Maybe Pyroblast isn't good enough. Pyroblast is worse than Cabal Therapy. That's fair. How about this? Just like split the difference in like 4 different directions. It's fine. It's not exciting, but it's fine. I just want to grind. It's all I want to do. I just want to grind people out. This configuration of Delver grinds people out. We're not like this cheese you all in deck. Opponent mulligan. This hand's a little bit ambitious on the draw, but again, we're on 19 lands. We're on the draw. I've got a Probe. Null Rod's one of our better cards in this matchup. Therapies, or Kolaghan's Command's one of our better cards in this matchup. Angler's a little medium. In addition to not being good against Swords to Plowshares, it's also not stellar against Jason the Mind Sculptor. Right. No white source. That's us. That's great. Just taking this Liliana the Veil? Nah. Man, this Delver out. Who am I kidding? This is a good one. Am I taking Liliana or am I taking True-Name here? Oh, I like that line solver. Feel that. Yeah, I like that line. Therapy last turn and then Snap Probe Therapy this turn. I don't think Stoneblade is very good in general. I think we need to take True-Name here. guess I could look and see if they're going to play the Liliana. I could just flash this back too. Alright, so I'm getting rid of the Null Rod at this point since I have the Kolaghan's command in my hand. I'm going to throw back a Volcanic Island as well. Just you see. So, like, this Delver's not doing a lot anyways, so I think I'm just going to take the Liliana out of their hand. That's fine. And, like, this Deathrite Shaman can kill them through the Baleful Strixes. Alright, they hit a plow. They hit a white source for the plow. So they have plow, batter skull. Part I don't know right now. I'm casting this Brainstorm again. Oh, lightning bolt. I'm gonna put back these two. So my opponent did say it's Alex B. I don't know if that's Bertoncini. It might be. I could just play the Delver and then not play the Deathrite Shaman. I'll play the Deathrite too. The Delver makes them keep a Baleful Strix at home. I'm not quite sure how aggressive I want to be with the Kolaghan's command because I know they have a Battle Scroll in their hand, but I guess I have the Snapcaster Mage too, so like 6 in one hand, half dozen in the other. Yeah, Mr. Delver. So, huh. I could K command. Yeah, we're not wastelanding because I think I want to snap this. I could K command, kill this, get this Delver back. Is that too aggressive? And then like, if he draws a land to play the Batter Skull next turn, I could like Kolaghan's command, shatter the Batter Skull, kill your other one. And K command, make them discard. And we're like getting a 2-ish for 1 no matter how we slice this. No, I'm pretty sure I'm not brainstorming there. And he discarded the Batter Skull. Okay, that's good for us. You're right. Ideally, you want to think about all your sequencing, but I'm pretty sure we're not brainstorming here. I'm also like running a little bit long clock. Like I'm down 4 minutes here, which is uncommon for me. Usually I'm ahead on clock. I might have a third game here still. I mean, like, Skull is less good post board when I have, like, extra Kolaghan's commands and stuff in my deck. Definitely not super exciting. Yeah, Verdict's definitely a card I gotta think about. Not like to reveal that. I'm just gonna offer this trade at this point, right? And then play another Delver. Again, not Wastelanding aggressively because I want to be able to snap this Kolaghan's command at some point. Huh. No block is interesting. So I'm gonna play the second Delver out. Maybe since they no blocked here, I am gonna Wasteland them. Keep them off of Verdict mana. I'm gonna Wasteland them to keep them off of Verdict mana. Peace. Maybe. Zealous Persecution. Zero ways to counter that in my deck right now, right? Explains why I didn't trade this last turn. We're not in a terrible spot. Only have one card. No, we don't play Spell Pierce. And Spell Pierce doesn't counter that. And if we did. I just want all these cards, right? Ranger Zealous Persecution. I guess they could have Snap Zealous Persecution here. I should have put the fetch land on top of my deck so I could snap Kolaghan's command this turn. That was a mistake. Although we are shuffling that. Delver, yep. I feel like keeping them off Verdict mana is relevant. I'm not playing this because I don't want to get Snap Zealous. On average, this deck is using its mana pretty aggressively and efficiently, so like you're just like realistically never activating Tasigur is what it comes down to most of the time. I'm gonna play this and I'm gonna snap Ponder. I'm tapping my mana like this so that way if I hit a lightning bolt I can use it to kill this Deathrite Shaman. Those cards. I don't know if the land is stellar. Like snapping a cantrip there is not the worst. What were we punished for? They're hitting us for 3 a turn. We can hit them for 5 a turn. So we're winning this race currently. And they're a little flooded, but like we've also like drawn a bunch of wastelands too. So like They're offering this trade. I think I'm okay with this trade, right? So like if I draw another Kolaghan's command, I can like get Snapcaster Mage back. What card could they realistically have in their hand right now? I feel like I'm supposed to therapy them. Name Swords to Plowshares. Is that the card I care about? Oh, it's actually Supreme Verdict. Oh, I was gonna say, I think they would have played Supreme Verdict by now. Am I trading this for the Verdict? I am, right? 10 out of 10. I almost named Verdict too, but like they're definitely playing 4 plows. They're probably not playing 4 verdicts. Oh no! Oh no! They can eat the Cabal Therapy! I missed that. Fuck. Nope. Oh, yeah. That was a bad line. We're not just out of it. We got some top decks here. There are 2 more white sources in their deck? Probably, right? Oh, they have a Deathrite Shaman to make white mana. How many white sources they play? We've wasted them off a Tundra and a Scrubland. Yeah, they might not have another white source in their deck. No, I think I want to keep taking them off of white silver. I think I would rather just keep taking them off of white mana. No, I already wasted a Scrubland. Are you saying they have a second Scrubland in their deck? I think there's a non-zero chance this is their last white source. Summon, sure. Call against command, please. I mean, like, Deathrite Shaman lets you play 4-color mush really easily. It's one of the reasons the card's super obnoxious. Don't Stoneforge Mystic me, bro. Your name? Alright, I guess that's... I have 2 Edicts in my deck right now. Oh, I'm gonna pay mana for this. Because we're... I mean... Okie doke. First bolt we've played this game? That is the first bolt we've drawn this game. Alright, opponent. This is what this game's about. I'm gonna hold on to that so we can clear the way through a force or a counter spell or something that we think they might have. Yes, 10 out of 10. We could, yep. Basically, cantrip into... It's a close game. Both these were really close games. Says he did. Next one, wasn't it? It's always the next one. Ah, it's always the next one. It's always the next one. I think I'm pretty happy with how we boarded. Play a little bit tighter here. If I wouldn't have played into that verdict by not seeing the Deathrite Shaman line, I think we probably would have won that game. Nah, I don't want Daze back in. I think this is fine. We are not a stifle cheese you out of the game Delver deck. We are a grind you into the ground Delver deck. Opponent has Stoneforge Mystics in their deck. Null Rod says we get to ignore all of their Stoneforge. Occasionally, decks like my opponents also have Engineer Explosives in them. Next turn we get to go... Wow, they have Forces in their deck on the draw. That's aggressive. Wait, did they... I don't understand. Misclicked keep. Alright. I accept the terms of our agreement. I plan to kill you before you can resolve a Zealous. Yes, I accept all of these things. Opponent boarded into Manaless Dredge, right? Alright. So we've been going for almost 3 hours. As you can probably tell, my throat is a little bit raw. I'm sorry to cut the stream a little bit short tonight, but it kind of hurts to talk. So I think we're going to go ahead and call it for the evening. If I feel better when I wake up tomorrow, I'm going to add in a Monday stream to make up for some of the missed time. At any rate, follow me on Twitch and Twitter for notifications on when I go live. If you missed the Tron portion of tonight's stream, I'm going to publish that on YouTube right now. And I'll get this uploading momentarily. I played 3 matches with the Grixis Delver deck. Thank you very much, Shannon, for the donation to play this deck. And I appreciate all the new subscribers that we had tonight. And thank you, everyone, for hanging out. Hope everyone had a great weekend. Have a great start to your week, everyone.